try to solve this problem. We're being asked to find the definite integral of 3x squared over the square root of 2x cubed plus 1. And so what we observe immediately is that we observe that the derivative of what is here, what is inside here, is, as far as the x is concerned, outside and above. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let u. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, if I take the derivative of this expression inside the radical, I end up with 6x squared. Now, I don't have a 6 here, but I can actually arrange for that later on. What I do have is the x squared, and that is significant. So because of that, I'm going to use a technique called integration using substitution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the inside of the radical be u. So I'm going to set u. Okay, I'm going to set u equals, right, 2x cubed plus 1. And what I'm going to do now is I am taking the derivative of u in respect to x. Okay, so I'm going to do du dx of this expression here is going to be 6x squared, right, plus 0, which I don't write, of course. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by dx, right? So when I multiply this side by dx and this side of dx disappears from here. Right, so I'm going to erase that from here. So now I have du is equal to 6x squared dx. Alright, well, I have 3x squared dx here. See that? I have 3x squared dx. Here I have du is equal to 6x squared dx. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides of this equation here by 2 so that I can get a 3 here. So let me actually do that. I can get a 3 here, the same 3 that I have there. So I'm going to divide by 2, right? So this is going to become du divided by 2, and over here I am going to have this is being divided by 2. And of course, what happens immediately is that this implies that du divided by 2 is going to be equal to 3x squared dx. And if you notice, right now I have exactly what appears, okay, up here. I have here in terms of du. So du over 2 is equal to 3x squared dx, right? So this is actually quite nice, because now what I'm going to do is I am going to replace du over 2 by this whole expression here, 3x squared dx. So let me rewrite the whole integral again, right? So I have now the integral of du over 2, right? But du over 2 is equal to 3x squared dx. Well, you know, that over 2, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually, it's over 2 here. This is over 2. I'm putting it over here, right? But I am actually going to overwrite outside immediately, because I can do that and erase it from there. Right? So here it is. Okay, so now what I have here is 3x squared dx, because 3x squared dx is equal to d over 2, and that's what I have here. Now, over here, what I'm going to do is I am just putting a 1, right? I'm going to put a 1 there, and then I have here 2x cubed plus 1, but 2x cubed plus 1 is just u. Yes? So now I'm in a good position because I can find this antiderivative readily, and I will do so right now. Okay? So what is this telling me? Well, this, I can write this as being 1/2 integral of u to the negative 1/2, okay, du, right? Du. Okay, that's nice. And now, to find the antiderivative of this, all I'm going to do, so this implies right away, so this over here is going to be equal to, I'm taking the antiderivative of this, it's just going to be equal to u to the negative 1/2 plus 1 divided to the negative 1/2 plus 1, right? And of course, what I am doing here is I am multiplying this by 1/2, so I'm going to put the 1/2 over here, right? And of course, I am going to put my plus c over here. So of course, this is equal to, right over here, this is just going to be equal to 1/2 u to the 1/2, right? Over 1/2 plus c. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I am going to go back over here. I was looking for this integral, okay? I was looking for this integral, for this indefinite integral, not something in respect to u. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this and play with what I just have and see if I can get the integral of this. All right. So using what I have over here, this implies that this integral over here is going to be equal to, this integral is going to be equal to 1/2, okay, so it's going to be equal to 1/2 times u to the 1/2 divided by 1/2. Well, what is u? U is equal to 2x cubed plus 1, right? 2x cubed plus 1 to the 1/2. And I am dividing this whole thing. I am dividing this whole thing by 1/2, right? And then of course, I have to add a plus c over here. But if I simplify this simply becomes 2x cubed plus 1 to the 1/2, because these halves here cancel out, plus c. And we are done. So we found the antiderivative, the indefinite integral of the expression 3x squared over the square root of 2x cubed plus 1 in respect to x is equal to this. And of course, what we did, we used u substitution. We observed that the derivative, as far as x was concerned, of the inside was up here, and we substituted u equals 2x cubed plus 1, and in the process obtained the antiderivative, the indefinite integral for this expression here. Thank you.